injury हुआ होगा.
So it can't fly.
Yeah. No, it can fly. It doesn't need the feet to fly. Wings.
Yeah, you need to push off.
आ गया. आ गई येलो बाई आ गई.
पण वो तो पुढे कधी गेले नको. आपण पहिल्या नंबरवर उभो होतो तरी इतके चढले.
पुढे गेले ना की मी घेऊन जातो.
back in time to 1776. 3,000 miles from the Atlantic coast, America's 13 colonies were about to start the American Revolution by declaring their independence from England. But here, on the Pacific shores,
Palace of Fine Arts.
point in Spain's vast empire, Father Pedro who accompanied the had more of an eye for natural beauty than military
300
strategy.
years old.
That day, he wrote in his diary that if the bay
could be well said to be good, there would not be anything more beautiful.
he was quite a visionary, because the beauty that Father Font saw was more rugged than the beauty we see today. Look again at the forests of the Pacific. 200 years ago, those ridges were barren rock and sand dunes. The first trees were planted there in the 1880s, a century after De Anza planted his cross. Today, the Presidio is now under the protection of the National Park Service, and many of the historic military elements have been restored, housing for local residents. It is a popular destination for hikes. If you like movies, it is the location of the best life
The
imaginable.
red roofs of Presidio.
Presidio.
Military barracks.
Okay.
Indiana Jones said,
Presidio.
Pirates of the
Military
Caribbean.
barrack. Constructed 200 years ago.
Under the Palace of Fine Arts.
जास्ती छान दिसतंय.
We are traveling back to 150 years ago, when San Francisco was a sleeping town. Beautiful bay. Little known. That was 1847. But in 1848,
Go on the American River.
San Francisco's days as a quiet town were gone forever. At first, the town almost disappeared. Everybody in San Francisco had a pick and shovel, headed for the hills. The editor of the local newspaper opened an editorial.
Stores are closed, and places of business vacant. As if a curse had arrested our onward course of enterprise. Everything is dull, monotonous, dead.
That editor then locked his doors and headed for the gold fields himself. But the town didn't stay deserted for long. Young
Closer to it, you'll notice there are 3 levels of big black squares at its walls. Each one of those is a gun port. Behind each one of those gun ports is a huge cast iron cannon, used in which could fire a 128-gun cannonball about 2 miles. Even over the port is one of the cannons.
The point was completed in 1861. It stood guard over the middle mouth of the bay, protecting San Francisco's vital port, California's immense gold and silver deposit treasure. However, no intruders ever came. Every other vessel on the bay, the port was never fired a shot. Today, this was a cold teacher wrote and fired a single
No usen las escaleras. El capitán anunciará cuando sea seguro el poder celular en el barco.
Golden Gate. Slaughterhouse पण आहे. Slaughterhouse Golden Gate Bridge. Golden Gate Bridge over the sea. Pacific Ocean.
We are approaching the Golden Gate Bridge.
Alright folks, we're approaching the Golden Gate Bridge. Although it is going to stay out on the bay, there's always more waves and boat motion under the bridge. So until we get the boat safely turned around and headed back towards Alcatraz, please keep a seat and a handhold at all times.
We are approaching the Golden Gate Bridge. Ahead at the front of the boat. Today, the Golden Gate Bridge seems perfectly suited to its surroundings, exactly as it stands. But try to imagine it without being there. When plans for the bridge were first proposed, many said it couldn't be built. Some even said it shouldn't be built. Early environmentalists didn't like the idea of the bridge. They believed it ruined the natural beauty of the Golden Gate. American author Catherine Gerald was one of many who expressed opposition at the time.
One of the most romantic bridges in all geography. Why is that? I'm interested in the artist San Francisco.
The War Department in Washington, D.C. objected by claiming that it would be a serious hazard to airplane navigation. Well, despite the protests, there were many people who wanted the bridge. First among the engineer, Joseph Barron. He was obsessed. He wasn't a man to get into an engineering challenge or political opposition. Encouraged by Strauss, the voters in the region approved the bridge. Construction began in 1933.
The design that was finally developed actually turned out to be one of the most graceful and delicate objects of Art Deco art that was ever created, and the scale was just immense. The towers were 700 feet in height, the main span 4,200 feet long. No one had ever built a bridge like this before. Some people say you can never build it again.
Look at the tower at the San Francisco end of the bridge. Then look down at the concrete foundation the tower is standing on. This was the first great challenge, building a concrete pier in water more than 100 feet deep. Enormous temporary walls were built, enclosing an area in the bay the size of a football field. Water was pumped out, then the concrete was poured. Next came the two towers. When they were completed, thousands of steel strands were bundled together to form the enormous main cables that connect them. Finally, the road itself was built, starting at both ends and working toward the middle to keep the bridge in balance. It's easy to describe. It was far from easy to accomplish. Imagine working there, day after day, in the cold, in the fog, in the rain. On major construction projects in those days, experience had shown that one